So if we want to detect that everything on the page has been viewed, if we're using a stack with multiple layers, that's pretty easy. We can just say, button 1 shows layer 1, button 2 shows layer 2, so on and so forth. And then at the end, go to the stack level and get this when stack 1 on layer change, grab that trigger and change it to on all layers viewed. And then show, say, continue button or enable the next button or whatever we want to do. However, what happens if we're not using different layers? What if we have a page layout that's similar to this, where we have 4 buttons? They're just called 1, 2, 3, 4. And we're showing a shape each time one of these are clicked. So that's what these actions are doing. So how do we detect when all of these things are visible? This takes 2 parts to it. The first thing that we need to do is we need an event. When do we want to check that all these things are visible? And that's going to be when any one of these 4 shapes have been shown. And at that time, that's when we want to check to make sure that all of them are currently visible. So let's get started building this. So I'll select this topic 1 shape and grab the trigger block. And I don't care about clicks in this case. I'm going to change it to on show. So when topic 1 is shown. And then I can click this green plus because I'm going to get the on show block for these other ones. So if I select this one, I'll grab this guy, plug it in there, change it to on show, or I could just duplicate these existing ones and then use the drop down to point to the other objects. So right now, this will trigger when any one of these things have been shown. So let's go ahead and create our continue button really quick. We'll just put that down here. And we'll make it green. And we'll turn off the start visible property. So if I were to tell this to show, this would happen when any of these things have been shown. So we'll preview this. And if I click 2, I see the topic 2 shape and my continue button. So we don't want this to happen too early. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a condition. So we'll go to our control block and we'll grab this if do. And here we want to know 4 things. We want to know if topic 1, we'll get the getter block and look at the visibility. So we want to know if visibility is true. So let's give us a bit more space here. And so what we want to know is, does visibility equal true for topic 1? All right, so that's one thing that we want to know. But we also want to know if topic 2 visibility is currently true, and topic 3 and topic 4. So in order to get all these blocks in here, so we only want to show the continue button if all 4 of these things are true at the same time. So we'll go to the value block and we'll get the and block. And here I can click on the green plus to give myself more sockets. Before it just came with 2. So what we want is to know if all 4 of these things are true at the same time. So this is usually the part that confuses people. When are we going to check to see if everything is visible? Whenever any one of these objects are shown. So anytime one of these are shown, we want to know if all of them are currently visible. And then and only then do we show our continue button. So when we preview this, now when we click in any order, we don't get our continue button until all 4 of them are shown. We'll reload that one more time. So right now, when I click this one, this trigger is triggered, and it checks this condition, and only topic 1 is visible, so we don't get our continue button. When I click this one, this is triggered again. Now 2 of these are true, but the other 2 are false, so we don't get our continue button. Same thing here. This is triggered. It doesn't meet the condition, so our continue button is not shown. And then finally, when the last one is shown, this is triggered a 4th time. All of these conditional blocks are met, and then we get our continue button to show up. So a quick recap of where we found those blocks. The first thing that we need to do is we need to select one of our things that are shown. And here in the flyout panel, we get the trigger block and make sure that we're looking to see if it's shown. So switch the trigger to on show. From there, we can duplicate it and point to the other objects. And then the other part that we need is to know whether that object is currently visible. So again, when we select one of these objects, we can scroll all the way down to the bottom and use the purple getter blocks, which return information about that object. And then here in the dropdown, we can change it to look at the visibility. So this returns the current visibility state of that object. It'll either be true or it'll be false. There's no in between. So here we're looking to see if topic 1.visibility is true, and topic 2 visibility is true, 3 is true, and 4 is true. And then the AND operator, which we found under value, allows us to combine all of these so that this condition is very exclusive.